Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News today at 6 starts now.
With an impeachment vote expected later today, a new report details a phone call with former President Trump and a top Republican about the Capitol rioters.
And the CDC issuing long-awaited guidance on reopening schools, including 5 key strategies districts need to follow.
And taking a live look outside, we are in for another bitterly cold day. Plus, you can see snow already falling out there. Andrew's tracking it all for us this weekend.
Good morning. It's 6 o'clock. I'm Priya Mann.
And I'm Grant Herms. Thanks for joining us here on Local 4 News today. It was snowing when I walked in today, and I think Andrew said it's going to keep snowing on and off. And I don't know about you, Priya, but I don't mind it, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too. I kind of like those light flurries. It kind of paints a very pretty picture, Andrew.
Oh, good. Good to hear the change in attitude with regard to snowflakes. It's gotten to us, hasn't it? Hey, we've got the snowflakes that are out there. Yes, it is very scenic across Detroit and southeast Michigan. Better viewing maybe for some folks from the inside where it might be warm and toasty. But we're seeing that snow starting to become more widespread over the past couple of hours. Now, it's all remaining light, and we're looking at some flurries that are around. All that basically along M59 southward from Waterford south through Novi, Warren, the Centerline area here in Detroit, Westland, and down toward Tecumseh and also Adrian and Monroe. More moisture, more snow is off to our west that will continue to filter in here as we go through the day. Will it be heavy at times? No. It will be moderate at times, so visibility may be reduced, but you always got to be careful because of slippery conditions. There are no advisories, there are no alerts because of the snow from the National Weather Service. That being said, even a thin layer of snow can cause a huge amount of problems, so we don't want any spinouts. Accumulations will be anywhere from 1 to 2 inches or slightly more by the end of this evening, so it's manageable, but you still have to be cautious. And temperatures today only in the low 20s. We'll talk more about your full weekend forecast and more snow for next week coming up.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Time now is 6:02, and with an impeachment vote likely sometime today, we're learning new details about a phone call involving then-President Trump during the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol.
CNN is reporting House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy called Trump while the Capitol was under attack, begging him to publicly call on the rioters to stand down. Sources telling CNN the call turned into a shouting match, with Trump saying the rioters cared more about the election than McCarthy did. The report was released as Trump's defense team was taking questions from senators on what the former president did to stop the attack. Nadia Romero has more from Washington.
After 4 days of sitting as jurors, senators get a chance to ask their questions in the impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump.
Does a politician raising bail for rioters encourage more rioting?
The defense keeping their answers brief.
Yes.
As both sides attempt to make their case.
What's relevant in this impeachment article is, were Mr. Trump's words insightful to the point of violence and riot? That's the charge, that's the question. And the answer is no.
If you rob a bank and on the way out the door you yell, "Respect private property," that's not a defense to robbing the bank.
The day began with Trump's defense team delivering their presentation, taking a little more than 3 hours to argue First Amendment protection.
It is constitutional cancel culture.
The defense also accuses Democrats of advocating for violence against Trump.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
House impeachment managers responding during the questioning phase.
It was not lost on me as so many of them were people of color and women, and black women like myself, who are sick and tired of being sick and tired.
With the Senate set to make their final vote this weekend, the numbers remain on Trump's side. In Washington, I'm Nadia Romero.
To get a conviction, Democrats would need a minimum of 17 Republicans to vote with them. Right now, that appears unlikely. Coverage starts today at 10. You can watch it live on Local 4 and clickondetroit.com. Now, the latest on the coronavirus here in Michigan. In the past 24 hours, the state reporting nearly 1,200 cases of the virus and 10 more deaths.
And the CDC issuing its long-awaited guidance on one of the most divisive issues of this pandemic, reopening schools. The CDC says that proper use of masks and maintaining at least 6 feet of distance should be mandatory for all students, teachers, and staff. The guidelines also include contact tracing, isolation, and quarantining. Vaccinations and testing are only described as additional layers of COVID prevention in schools.
CDC is not mandating that schools reopen. These recommendations simply provide schools a long-needed roadmap for how to do so safely.
Not list vaccinations as a key strategy for opening schools.
Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan back in Detroit this morning after meeting at the White House with the president and a bipartisan group of governors and mayors. Duggan calling it an old-fashioned roll-up-your-sleeves policy discussion with both the president and the vice president. Mara McDonald has more from Metro Airport, and first up on the agenda is the need for vaccines.
First topic right out of the gate, vaccines. Duggan made it clear to the president that the TCF Center, they can vaccinate 15,000 people a week as it is right now. If you'd only give them more, they could do 25,000 a week. They need to see those vaccines rolling. Mike Duggan, fresh off the plane on what was not just an average trip to the nation's capital.
You know, I've been to the White House several times, but this was the first time I ever had a meeting in the Oval Office, and that was very special.
That meeting was with the president, the VP, and 4 Democrat mayors and governors and 4 Republican mayors and governors. And if you talk to the people outside the vitriol of D.C., Duggan says it's remarkable how similar the wants are.
All of us have people who are out of work, who are afraid they're going to be evicted when the landlord-tenant courts open up, who need housing assistance. All of us need help for the businesses.
The America Rescue Plan that Biden is pushing calls for $20 billion for vaccines, $50 billion for regular testing to help schools reopen, of which Michigan would get $604 million and $1.5 billion under each program. The president chose the mayor as one of 2 to brief the D.C. press corps. It's a sign of just how highly he thinks of Duggan, something Biden has shared with us in the past.
And he told the group, the entire group, several stories about being with me in 2014 and 2015 and what we did in Detroit, and he's very proud of the role he had in helping Detroit come out of bankruptcy when he was vice president, and he's still very much committed to our city.
The other issue that Duggan discussed with the president at length, racial disparities when it comes to getting these vaccines. For economically disadvantaged areas, perhaps having them flow through a hospital system was not the best plan. We're at Detroit Metro. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
And President Biden will be making his first visit to Michigan as president next week. On Thursday, he'll tour Pfizer's plant in Portage, where Pfizer's manufacturing its COVID vaccine. Now, just this week, the president announced he finalized a deal with Pfizer and Moderna to secure enough vaccines for 300 million Americans by the end of July. Macomb County is starting a program to help seniors who don't have transportation get the coronavirus vaccine.
The county is teaming up with SmartBus. Seniors who take the SmartBus will be called and asked if they would like a vaccine. If they say yes, SmartBus will pick them up and take them to a local fire station to get vaccinated.
Right now, we're targeting vulnerable seniors that don't have transportation needs. We can't leave them behind.
It's a huge deal for them. Okay, now you don't have to use a smartphone. You don't have to log into a website. You don't have to stand in line in the cold. You just got to answer your phone. That's all you need to do.
The program will start on Wednesday. Macomb County says there will be 1,000 doses available per week to start. Very cool.
I like how he put that, too, that, you don't need a smartphone. You just need to pick up your phone.
Which is exactly what needs to be happening right now. It's so great.
Yeah, absolutely. And Andrew, the other thing that's happening right now is we've got like a pretty little snow globe going on.
Exactly right. And we keep that snow globe going as we go through the rest of the morning and the afternoon. Still have to be careful out there on the roads, though, because it is getting more slippery. We'll talk about snow totals for today, the chance of snow in the next 7 days because we have a bigger chance early next week. I've got your full weather forecast in minutes.